Quake!
Whirling snow!
Paimon votes we go say hi to Xiangling first. Huh? Xiangling? What a pleasant surprise meeting you here!
Oh? Why, the pleasure is all mine. As is the surprise, surely. It must be fate that brings us together in this place. How have you fared as of late? Setbacks are inevitable over the course of a long journey. If you wish to share what's troubling you, you are too kind.
So, Xiangling, are you here to listen to stories?
I had originally planned to set out after this last round of tea. However, I had planned to take a walk to Qingce village and gather some nascent bamboo shoots, which are currently in...
Huh? Nascent bamboo shoots? Wait, Paimon knows! Because Xiangling... Okay, Mr. Particular, let me guess. Ahem. The nascent...
An astute observation, Paimon. You know me well. Lantern Rite is almost upon us, but besides the bamboo shoots, there are a few other items I have not yet...
well, we were planning to use the opportunity to say hi to some of our...
Well then, might I invite you to imagine the sheer delight that is a soup cooked with the freshest nascent bamboo shoots in all the land. Generous...
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?
Why, I assure you, I would do no such thing. I merely wish to inform...
You... Ugh. Let's go, Traveler. Paimon's taste. Collecting a few bamboo shoots shouldn't take too long.
Such fine specimens are indeed well worth the excursion. Very well. I shall leave...
See? Paimon knew he was just bamboozling us.
However, there is no need to rush. The streets of Liu will be bustling with... The nascent bamboo shoots would be but a wonderful final touch to a most exceptional...
We're heading out and... Bamboo shoot, nascent bamboo shoot. Oh, this one's only just sprouted, and it looks super fresh. These should be enough. Let's head back.
Help! Help!
Did you hear that? Someone's calling for help. It's coming from over there.
My apologies. down the wrong pipe?
That was scary. Well, at least you're all...
Greetings, everyone. My name is Yao.
Whoa. She's so... My name's Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
I'm Dvorak. I came through Stone Gate, intending to head towards Liyue Harbor. Just now, I was so mesmerized by the waterfall that I...
It's all right, Mr. Dvorak. The splashing around the bottom of the waterfall means the stone path. Next time you're exploring an unfamiliar, as long as you watch your step.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Oh, are you hungry?
Oh,
Please, sir, it's quite all right. I was born and raised here in Liyue. It's all... I expect you still have quite a long journey. I still have some lotus flower crisps left in my...
Aw, what a thoughtful...
You're welcome.
Mmm, so tasty. If only...
Having a healthy appetite is a good thing. It means Paimon's still growing.
Hope you're taking notes, Traveler. This is how you treat your...
What do you think, sir? Are Liyue snacks to your taste?
no, they're perfect. When I was traveling through Mondstadt, I had a chance to try one of their moon pies. It had a meat filling, unlike these crisps. But apart from that, it seems like they follow... As for Fontaine's cooking, though,
Sounds like you spend a lot of time...
I do. It's part of my job. I'm one of the...
Iridescence tour?
The Iridescence Tour is one of the biggest music at least, all the main or... It's a long story, so...
Well, what are they?
Let me see. Well,
Oh, I love listening to...
We want to hear it.
okay. Then I'll start. The story goes that my ancestor, they say it was the most beautiful... Even in that life and death moment, when he finally came to, he found that he had already been brought ashore. Once she saw that he was no longer in danger, my ancestor tried to run after her to give his thanks. In the end, all he could do was to bow and thank. Once he returned to Fontaine, he began to learn an instrument. After generations of retelling, embellishing, and the stories become something of a local... People now say that if you go down to the lakeside...
Wow!
Well, yes. As is, I wanted to find out the truth. Of course, there's no way of knowing. I've spent many years on the road now, and I'm...
Well, I haven't lived half of my life.
Paimon, too! It's like... Paimon would definitely remember... Oh, so you finally...
Yes, in fact, that's an... I'd always known that Mondstadt is the city of song, and so I prayed for the Animal Archon's guidance in the Mondstadt Cathedral. A friendly local told me that this meant the wind was guiding me in the direction of Liyue. Right? You get it.
Are you sure? It sounds like Rex Lapis has returned to the world. Just give me some incense.
Don't worry, Yao Yao. And anyway, you only got...
Actually, to express my gratitude, I did spend rather...
Oh, dear.
Well, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know very many people, so if you've been scammed, they'll help you get your Mora back. And if the wind was telling the truth, and you want to keep looking for that lady's family, they'll be...
But you've already...
Well, I was going to take some new medicinal herbs and plants I picked to Miss Ganyu anyway, so it's...
You know what? It's been a minute since we saw Ganyu, too.
All right, well, my
Okay, everyone. Please...
Uh-oh. Paimon's out of a job.
Liyue Harbor looks very different from when I came last. It's almost as if I'm listening to the same melody, but with a richer timbre and new variations added.
Well, we are here during land lantern rite after all. It only comes once a year, so they always have a big celebration. It's fair to say that this time of year is when Liyue Harbor looks the prettiest.
Great. Let's go and check it out. I can't wait to get into the city and see it all up close for myself. The streets are breathtaking. Smiles and laughter everywhere I look. It's contagious. I can almost feel the music in the air. I have the urge to start waving my conductor's baton.
I'm glad that you're enjoying the city.
Hey, everyone! Fancy meeting you all here. What a nice surprise.
Hello, Xinyan. Let me introduce some new friends. They are...
Traveler, Paimon, and Mr. Dvorak, right? I've known them all for quite a while.
When I was last here to advertise a Liyue stop for the Iridescence Tour, Xinyan was one of the few people willing to give me the time of day.
Well, feels like I've been chasing this Iridescence Tour bandwagon halfway around the world, but I keep getting stood up. What's going on, Mr. Dvorak?
I'm so sorry, Xinyan. We've had a...
Is that right? I guess it can't be helped. So, what brings you to Liyue Harbor at this time of year anyway? Thinking of putting on a music festival during the Lantern Rite celebrations?
A lantern rite music festival? Yes, please!
No, I'm actually here on personal business this time.
Oh, so no Lantern Rite music festival?
I mean, that's not just up to me. Hosting a music festival takes a lot of funding and personnel. Moreover, I've never worked with the Liyue...
Wait, but we're going to meet the
Uh-huh, that's right.
You mean...
This is the perfect opportunity! Well, sure, it might not work out, but it can't hurt to bring it up as a suggestion. That's the spirit! See, even the Traveler agrees. As for the performers, I can put you in touch with some. My friend Yunjin is a well-known opera singer in Liyue.
But what about you, Xinyan?
Where do you take me? If we actually manage to make the Iridescence Tour Lantern Rite...
Wow! There's that rockin'...
What do you say, Mr.
But the opening act is not something to be chosen lightly, Xinyan. I will judge your work by the strictest of standards, so please...
Are you kidding? Guess my shopping time's getting cut short. I'm gonna head back. Yao Yao, if you run into your senior on the way to the Qixing...
Okay, I promise I will. Good luck with your music shit.
You've got this! So about the senior of yours Xinyan mentioned just now, is that anyone we know?
Yes, it's Xiangling. She's mentioned you two before. Xiangling's always thinking about cooking. Whenever she gets scrapes or burns, she just leaves them to heal by themselves. She definitely needs someone around her to look after her. I know you must have looked out for her a lot too in the time you've known her. So, thank you for that. Oh, it's Master! Is it okay if I go and say hi to her?
Oh, calm down now, dear. I'm not about to run off anywhere. Not a bundle of energy like you.
I haven't seen you in days, Master! I've missed you.
Oh, bless you, Yao Yao. You do say the sweetest things. Ah, look who it is. Visiting friends during the Lantern Rite, are we?
You're half right, Madam Ping. We were also trying to help out Mr. Dvorak over here. We were on our way to take him to see the Qixing.
Hello, ma'am. I am a musician from Fontaine and an organizer of the Iridescence Tour. I don't suppose you've heard of it.
Master! The iridescence too.
An old lady like me wouldn't know much about that sort of thing.
Oh, right! Madam, you're an elder of Liyue, and you know all about Liyue's cultural tradition. For example, do you think it...
Why, not at all. Music pays homage to history and culture. Times change, and the music enjoyed by the youngsters of today is no... And so?
Hear, hear. I do believe that, my own dear grandmother aside, you are the wisest old lady I've ever met.
Goodness gracious, you're all being suspiciously sweet today. Yao Yao, whatever have you been feeding them?
Master, you're in such a great mood today. You're even cracking jokes with the rest of us.
Oh, well, I'm sure you must have plenty to be getting on with, yes? Run along now. Don't let me hold you up.
Thanks, Madam Ping! We'll see...
You mustn't be afraid to try new things. With your contribution, I'm sure this year's Lantern Rite will be a most spectacular...
Please be mindful of your personal...
And when you meet with the Ministry of Civil Affairs, please remind them that the festivities are not an excuse to procrastinate their work.
Understood, Miss Ganyu. I'll take my leave now.
Ganyu!
What brings you here, Yao Yao?
I've brought all the medicine you asked me to pick for you. Oh, and here's a pack of sweet flower seeds as well. Also, these dried Chingshin leaves make a great pot of tea that's very good for you. I know you've had a lot to deal with at work recently, but you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you're not careful, you'll end up falling asleep in the grass again.
Well, this is weird. It's like a responsible younger sister talking to their disorganized older sister.
Thank you, but Paimon's criticism is quite valid. I do have a tendency to neglect matters outside of work. And oh, my apologies. I don't believe we've been introduced.
Ah, Paimon will do the honors. What's wrong? It's definitely an ambitious plan. If there's anything you didn't quite catch, Paimon's more than Oh?
Well, the Lantern Rite is the most important The Iridescence Tour is... It would be quite risky for... Therefore, we will not replace or cancel any of our pre-existing program. Some live music will certainly add to the festive atmosphere on the night of the Lantern Rite. As for the venue, yes. Now I just need to take some time to... As long as I clearly lay out the pros and cons. Mr. Dvorak, I will need to discuss with you the number of...
Oh, yes, certainly.
As soon as there's work to do...
I couldn't agree more. Master once said that everyone has things that they are good at and things that they are less good at. So, with that in mind, Ganyu shouldn't feel compelled to become perfect at absolutely everything. I'm good at taking care of people.
Wow. Hey, Yo-Yo, can you take care of Paimon too? Paimon's getting hungry again.
I'm afraid my backpack's empty now, but if you... Apart from Lotus Flower, Chris...
Anything sweet, and anything that's made from slug...
Here's what I've drafted so far. Anything else you want to add?
No, this is excellent. I'm racking my brains, but I don't think you've missed a single thing.
Perfect. Then we'll leave it as is. I'll go make an official copy. Oh, perfect timing. We were just wrapping up our— Not at all. Every second counts for a complex proposal such as this. Yao Yao, thank you for bringing—
Remember to make tea from them first, Ganyu. You mustn't just chew them raw.
I will.
Okay, I should be getting back. Everyone, I'm sure that the music fest—
Thank you, Yao Yao.
We should go get dinner together.
That lady I just talked to, it got me wondering. Could it be?
Greetings, traveler. Ganyu has brought me up to speed on everything. The Qixing have approved Ganyu's proposal. Over the next few days—
Yay! That's awesome!
Please. The Qixing have a duty to— On a more personal note, as such, it is my privilege to—
Thank you so much. I'd become quite discouraged after our recent failures and was expecting the same outcome once again, so never in my wildest dreams could I have Right. Time for me to call in the performers. To stage a concert at a
Yes! Our music band!
Yes, indeed. I know, for a musician, music will always be the language they are most fluent in. Oh, that.
Oh, Ganyu? What—
They told me all about Mr. Dvorak's situation.
Oh, that's quite all right. I don't even know what the person... Don't worry about me, Ganyu.
Thanks. It was just that I had a few initial thoughts when I heard your story. For instance, to tell you the truth, Mr. Dvorak, I am someone— I know how important your quest to get in touch with your—
Did you say the Adepti? And are you telling me all the rumors of the Liyue—
You bet they're real! Trying to track them down is tough, though. Like Julian Karst itself. There's nothing specifically stopping you from
Yes. Anyway, if you're looking to uncover a lost melody, but if it's a person you're looking for, then
I see. I think I understand the situation now.
Yes, that—
Great. So Mr. Dvorak and I will concentrate on things here in the city to make sure the concert goes according to plan. How's your workload at the moment?
I can probably get through everything in 2 days, as long as I don't sleep.
Wait, what do you mean as long as I don't sleep? Even for someone with illuminated beast blood in their veins, working for such an extended period—
Somehow that does not sound persuasive coming from Cook.
Be it but 3 moons from the start. Even I—
In that case—
All right, I can work—
If you have the time, you're well known to many of the Adepti and respected among the people. I'll feel much more at ease, okay? Then let's meet back here.
Watch this space, Mr. Dvorak. We'll get to the bottom of this.
You're all so helpful and...
Just think. Imagine if we found the Adeptus lady, or one of her descendants, and it'd be such a happy reunion. And that's—
You're right.
We should probably get going. Miss—
Ooh!
I was wondering, what are your thoughts on music? What does it mean to you?
Music sounds nice?
Truth be told, the question of what music means to people is one that I've been pondering for quite some time. Let's revisit this question after the concert.
Lady Yuhang?
Baiwen, what is it?
Per Lady Ningguang's orders, I've been gathering intelligence. I am told that a strange melody was heard, but I'm worried that if we don't—
I understand. In that case,
Yeah, Kuching, you're busy. Leave it to us. Don't worry. Whatever it is, we'll definitely be able to handle it. Well, he will handle it.
With the Traveler on the case, thank you. This will be a great help.
Will do. And say hi.
you have my thanks too.
Good luck.
Come with me. Let us find shelter from the rain.
Byron said the strange tune was coming from around here, right? But Paimon doesn't hear it.
I was just wondering who in their right mind would come out to a place like this. So, it's you two.
Yeon! How'd you sneak up on us like that? You nearly gave Paimon a heart attack.
You look pretty alive to me. Can't have spooked you that bad.
Fair enough.
Ah, you're here for that too? Come with me. I've already reconned the perimeter, so we should be safe.
The stuff by the door isn't pretty. This place is completely. The doors and the windows are all. How strange. The bad guys could have sneaked in while the owner was gone.
Seems you've done a pretty thorough inspection. So, any theories on what might have happened?
Yeon, you didn't hide some.
Why would I make this more difficult for you? We're on the same side here.
Okay, well,
What about you? Give up as well? Your instincts are pretty good. Or perhaps it's not instinct. The strange melody is one of the few pieces of information you have available, after all. Let me share a folk story with you. A long time ago, there used to be a group of bandits in the Liyue countryside who would sound a horn every time they were about to raid a village. But it wasn't a rallying cry to rouse their fellow men. It was a disconcerting tune. To escape with their lives, the villagers would abandon their homes and flee overnight. The bandits were eventually brought to justice. Whenever they heard that melody, they would feel. The culprit of this crime exploited that very fear to get access to this. The victims obviously will have gotten quite a fright, but the important thing now is to find this copycat criminal. On any other day, that'd probably be a. Take a look around and you'll see what I mean. This criminal. Not only did they stay off the muddy road to avoid leaving footprints, it looks like they were also careful. Unfortunately for them, I'm one of the best trackers in the business. They're not about to get away with their little scheme on my watch.
so basically, if we want to...
As long as you can keep up. Since the culprit's trying to be cautious and low risk, I'll... Here, look at this. These tracks are superficial, but they definitely didn't occur naturally. Something heavy was being dragged this way, meaning we're headed in the right direction. Their pace is increased. Normally, people carrying a heavy load slow down as their journey goes on and they start to tire. Whatever's motivating them to speed up must be psychological. For instance, reaching the home stretch.
Like a tea leaf.
Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
There they are! Look! A treasure hoarder tent! Ugh, not the treasure hoarders.
Come on.
Hey! Who are you?
The evidence is conclusive. Okay, confess and we'll go easy on you. My patience is running low, so why don't you do us both a favor,
You kidding me? You think I'm scared of you?
Perhaps not, but you should be.
Gotcha. Busted.
Curses. Seems like you're not all talk after all. There's no going back now. Better up my game. Mercy!
Oh, it's a little late for that. I've come this far, I might as well finish the job.
I surrender! I surrender, please!
Tell us everything. You have one chance. And I'm warning you. Don't make me ask twice.
I won't, I swear. You know, so... Lantern Rite's nearly here, and like a lot of people, I know I'm with the treasure hoarders and everything, but I don't really have it.
Wow, you're really going to complain to us about that?
No, not at all. I'm just...
Okay.
I racked my brains trying to think of what I could do. And eventually, I remembered something. I remember the tune, so I figured I'd try it for myself. I mean, but they did. And they just left all their stuff right there. It was completely wrong of me. I know that now. I'll return everything that I took. It's all still in
Give you a chance, huh? Sounds to me like you'd rather strike some kind...
Yes?
You know how to bargain, I'll give you that. It's just a pity that you didn't confess at the first... You'll have to take a walk with me. Once we've returned the goods, we'll find the owner of the house, and you can apologize to them in person. You know, as a former victim of this kind of crime yourself, I doubt anyone understands the fear you inflicted quite as well as you do. Does your greed matter more to you than your fear? More to the point, if you can play a tune from memory, don't you think you should be capable of making an honest living?
You mean...
That's enough hints for you. You'll have There's not much left to wrap up, so I'll take it from here. Guess this...
What is it? Is there something else?
I'm still not sure how you first got your hands on this information. So play it safe when you get back. Don't mention to anyone that you ran into me out here. You helped a lot with the investigation and arrest anyway, so it's perfectly fair for you to get all the credit. Just take it. It works better for me, too. See you when I see you. And happy Lantern Rite.
Yeon's such a pro at this. With her whoosh! Random... Although, it's kind of a shame that we never got that treasure hoarder guy, because Paimon's curious! That's... When we were chatting with Mr. DeVore, and most music is, Paimon never imagined that music could be used... Oh, really? Well, anyway, now that every... Paimon, we're back! Everything's all sorted!
That's great news.
My greetings to both of you. Long time no see.
need to be so formal with us, Ningguang. We've known it.
On the contrary, I think it is the... Alas, on a different day. But you're quite right. Trivial matters aside, there's no... Once the performance itself is over, we'll then need to invite the... Simply put, there will...
Whoa, you're already...
Well, we can discuss more current... I trust you saw this year's Mingxiao lantern at the dock.
Yeah, it looked like a...
Sea Gazer. I believe you're familiar with the name. Legend holds that he was free-spirited and easygoing. People described him as a cheerful... On this marvelous lantern rite, if the sound of music can flow like the rivers and streams into every corner of the land, perhaps the soul...
Oh, they're gonna love them. At least, if the guy you mentioned is anything to go by, the Adepti and...
I heard that you'll be going on a search with Ganyu to find the descendants of a... fairy lady from a Fontaine legend. I'm sure this quest to uncover the truth behind an ancient story will turn into a most
A strong...
Looks like it's about time for us to meet up with Ganyu. Let's head to Eugene Terrace.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. What time is it?
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you...
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Since last time, I've been in essence, someone rescued a drowning man but the tune was allegedly so wonderful. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that... Either way, if this part of the...
You really think so? But also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this fairy lady looked. Then she'd look just like Ganyu. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then I'd probably, once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person...
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good.
Well, what if this Adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? She was probably thinking something like... One was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, we can't completely... If we set off, you'll be able to confirm either way. I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore.
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now.
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival. Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak. Traveler? Paimon?
Seems like this is a tough decision for Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Wait, did she...
Charge!
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up. Don't either of you need to take any breaks?
I can't.
Huh?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
Somehow Paimon doubts that anything could cause serious...
True. Now that I think about it, Cloud retain... Since she's not here, I guess the next...
Uh-oh. Well, God!
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's and we can't hear any music right now, but if she's...
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall in the... You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would sink like a rock. Just trust Paimon. The water's pretty deep over there. Quick! Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Demons.
Why don't you say something? Please don't make... Okay, fine. Paimon, we're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard, but if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then...
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most like...
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already...
Okay. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no... Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry.
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes, just like the wind. Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor if you'd like. Oh, I had planned to spend the festival with Master this year. Oh, speaking of Cloud, earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler. Maybe it was a gift from Mountain Shaper. Please excuse me for a moment. Sure.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have...
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continue to train with Master. In the other months of the year, I have been learning to adapt to human life in Liyue Harbor. Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, and also recommended several work positions for me. But when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, like the others, she says I mustn't address her like that. Sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people. Sometimes I'm not. It's a little difficult to keep track of everything. Oh, is that what it is? Noted. So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus. Is that right?
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music?
Music? What is that?
It's...
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
Yay! That's...
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on
Oh, really?
This is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Oh no! Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear anything! Oh, whew! Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all! Paimon heard you when you just spoke.
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds.
Oh! Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
And a melody is?
Hey! Don't you patronize Paimon! Let's get one thing straight. Paimon, hey! Why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking about.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
Mm-hmm. That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. We're all there. As I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation when you hummed that melody just now. Feelings from...
Wow, Shenhe. Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like a time capsule with all the special moments from our lives squished in... What about you, Ganyu?
I don't remember if my parents ever sang it. I know some local folk songs. The songs of the sailors down at the docks. Yes, that's in the past. Whenever I heard the sound of those, Nenny and Liyue probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with you. At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to... The way those melodies make me feel, even though we come from different backgrounds and have, in that sense...
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it.
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples. But now that I know what constitutes a friendship, I do believe we are more friends than co-disciples.
Thank you,
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. Please invite Keqing as well. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some of them will be to your taste.
You are too kind.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them, I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that saying again? If you insist?
Do people say that?
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title, but merely as that illuminated bird?
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already? Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some safe...
If you want to release a Shao Lantern...
Thank you, everyone.
Is this? Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but Guizhong is another name of Hagentus, the god of dust. Long ago, this sea gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the brag.
Paimon remembers that name.
He was an old friend and once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments, and his treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions,
what kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat. She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, one never felt bothered or offended. It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or ladybird.
Come on, get over yourself!
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup? Then you are most tolerant. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains, until the moon set. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably...
Oh, okay. Wait, this is or are you saying that it was
Alas, long has one avoided this place for one should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant... No matter, one... In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili Plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
One has always been austere and private by nature, and has never relished socializing. One's dealings with Guizhong were born out of discussions on the discipline of mechanics.
What? You have loads of friends, and you seem pretty chatty.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. One is perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetwood Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than one's own. Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical competition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest work.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young.
Streetwood Rambler, a vain... That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetwood Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
Enough of your intrusions. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompaniment. But Streetwood Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Guizhong composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetwood Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious... Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred music would go from mournful to soothing. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the... Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetwood Rambler.
But if she was so happy with the...
One was also greatly perplexed by this. In response, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is...
Aww.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I was young. Once the Archon War came to an end, although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps As of now, you know the truth. That the Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find...
Precisely. The passing of our old...
If I may be so bold...
Oh?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed... But this doesn't bring the city or its people someone as perceptive and wise as Ping, though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus. No loss can ever be undone. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on, because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to... When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
You youngsters and your
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard?
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply...
The edibles she... Very well, then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. Once the Guili assembly... Say, if we planted flowers there, and cared for them carefully enough...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
What? Cloud retain...
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time...
Violet grass is a plant that enjoys a moist environment and is best picked after it rains. If you should choose to pick any, be sure to store them appropriately.
Whoa! Madame Ping? And Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said anything yet?
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
'Cause you're the one who's known Madame Ping the longest.
Street word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ganyu, please continue from here.
Huh? All right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter. What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief. It appears that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
There is no harm done. After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she was as much a hero as any other.
So how has she proven herself right again?
Once upon a time, she said to me, but as she interacted more and more with, she marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits. She told us that to underestimate human with the smallest amount of guidance, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an adeptus as to learn from them.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was... what?
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to...
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass. And when I see the sight of Liyue Harp...
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year.
Oh, yeah! We've been dying to ask. What was the... Oh, also, with you being such a music...
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, as much... It's been a long time since I played the... And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting away. No matter how much time goes by,
So the past still weighs heavily?
Oh, I would be lying, but that is not to say that grief doesn't get eaten. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. Just look at this potted plant.
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and...
Be that as it may, I shall leave the Lantern Rite state.
Well, Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something bad happen?
And now we've spooked Yanfei. No. Everyone's just here to give me their regards for the holiday.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite,
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some, work to do at Yuehai Pavilion that I need to discuss with Yanfei. I haven't been able to find a chance until now. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer, Ping, we will be off for now.
Huh? Does it have to be right now? Which case is this again? Hey, Ganyu!
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn when it comes to the art of deception.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to carry a conversation.
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can chat a while.
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. I'd like to wish him the very best with the...
You got it, madam!
Thank you all. I think you've lit... As for that melody, I will play it for you all and...
Wow! That'd be good!
When that time comes. Wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand and specks of dust between the harbor and the mountains.
All right, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
Ping, what say you to convening more often in the future?
That would be quite wonderful. But I must say, after all this time,
You sound just like Shenhe. The child is
Have you ever considered moving to the city, Cloud Retainer? There are plenty of people, and if you looked around, I suspect you would find some young minds.
We shall see.
Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuchin's here too!
Welcome back.
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking...
Are you... I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late... That certainly explains why it was such a powerful...
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy...
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't, but Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for...
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what...
I think... that can wait until after the concert, though.
Speaking of, Madam Ping, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot.
Wait. Oh no. Now I'm starting to get nervous. Okay. Nope. Another rehearsal's in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people.
Please, share your insights with me.
It can make people... And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put you in touch with feelings from a...
It sounds like you had an eventful trip.
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on
Mm-hmm. Just a few things to wrap up. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile. Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, fancy bamboo shoots! Zhang Li said he wasn't in a hurry. Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our... Anyway...
Oh! All right, let's take a break here.
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor? In broad daylight? Okay.
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow. We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front.
Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically...
Invisible?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry. There once was a Fontaine musician. With my words, Xinyan's chords, and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the whole audience calling for more.
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, now Paimon's rhyming.
No, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on...
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted to pay a visit to some old... It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you... I can speak to that. Hu Tao is...
Oh, and jump scare.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part.
Oh, sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill. When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses. You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party. Okay, everyone. I think that's a long enough break. Ms. Eunice, such a strict mentor. Well, you were desperate to get involved, and this is what it takes. If I gave you half the chance, you'd be sipping tea till night.
Hey, how about I treat us all to some late-night snacks once we're done? Hu Tao, what you craving?
How about some stir-fry?
Where are we gonna...
We could always just go pester masterful Chef Zhongling. Now I'm hungry. All right.
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city nowadays?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check it out for yourself.
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism, is that?
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the name willy-nilly.
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your... Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I'm...
Oh, Zhongli! Hu Tao, she said it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight. When she says performance, she must... As for the banquet,
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends. As for the banquet, since the director insists, Far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will... The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. The craftsman, since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm. I intend to reminisce with my old friends for a while longer.
Had one known that Cloud Retainer was in possession of such eminently useful devices, one would have...
And yet, since you share my lack of enthusiasm for mechanisms and fine dining, it would have become a mere decorative...
Not so. Had one had such a device to make up for one's lack of culinary prowess, Shenhe would not have had to rely on flowers and herbs alone for sustenance, while...
In that case, shall we rendezvous with Cloud...
A fine idea.
Osmanthus wine.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hintao, and this is a little something called...
The Flame Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you too buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Shao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Shao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue. Tourist spots. I have a few references.
Okay, now I need to get a move on and write my next song.
Listen to you. You only just fulfilled...
Don't try to tell me you ain't the same way. I bet you've already thought up a name for your next opera, haven't you?
You know me too well, Xinyan. The Adeptus Seeking Voyage. How does that sound?
Oh, man! Yeah, I can already picture it.
I've also got just the finishing line for it. I'll close with, "And the celestial melody echoed through the clouds forevermore."
Rise!
The Lantern Rite celebrations are getting better by the year. Such wonderful music.
Dr. Baiju, I've brought the herbs. Who are they for?
The singers. Performing at a music festival is very demanding. Using these herbs in good time will protect their voices from damage.
Oh, that's why you were preparing them all night.
I dared not neglect the Yuheng's request. Her messenger was quite insistent that it should take top priority. Let me double check again. This one is for...
A toast to our success. How do I introduce powers into a story? Should I
Try something new at the Wanmin restaurant.
Cheap and tasty chop
I
suey.
think I may have
Leo's
Liyue
really
people
got a
pretty
lot
iron
going for it.
stomachs. Please be mindful of your personal safety.
and Grandpas in Chingsa Village had a great time too. You mean, what am I doing here? Well, although I can't play an instrument anywhere near as well as math, even Granny Roshin said I did a great job. She also gave me some candies. I'm so happy. And all the masters told me a lot of... There was Skybracer with the giant deer horns, and sometimes Master talks and talks for a long time until her voice starts... I love everything about... Some of the Adepti are gone now, but... I'm so happy. And I'm happy that Mr. Dvorak found the fairy lady from his... Also, I helped out this time too, didn't I? So that means I was paying homage to my master? Also, Mr. Dvorak got one of his friends to bring me a toy from Fontaine. I like it a lot. At first, I didn't know whether I was supposed to accept it or not, but then Master said it was okay, so I did. I'm so happy. And see you. Make sure you take good care of Paimon. Oh, and please come play with me if you ever have the time.
Granny, you play so beautifully. Do you think you could teach me?
Oh, child, you simply never stop, do you? This festival is a rare chance to rest and relax. But here you are pestering me to teach you this, that, and the other.
Don't worry, Granny. I'm a fast learner. And anyway, the sooner I start learning, the sooner we'll be able to perform a duet together. A musical duo is only as good as its weakest link. So you gotta teach me all your secrets, okay?
All right. Well, you can start by making me some more tea and leaving it to cool on the side.
Sure, Granny. Traveler, hurry! It's almost time for us to join Hutan for dinner! Ooh, and we'll be meeting at Shinue Kiosk. It's the place with a really long wait list. As expected of the parlor director, always so generous! Come on, let's go! Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr. Zhongli. I have them all noted down.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli. But I never knew that you were well versed in the art of cooking, too. It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us. If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few words of guidance for my practices in exorcism?
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we could start by discussing...
All we knew was that Hu invited Zhongli over. Paimon never thought we'd be meeting so many old friends. Happy Lantern Rite, everyone!
Likewise. Please take a seat.
Happy Lantern Rite! Are you having fun? Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this. I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever, and Yoonjin's gonna help her.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration, which in turn gave us a bit of a headache.
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Watching you eat was enough for me. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Chongyun with eating my share too.
Hold on, Xiangling came up with a new recipe? Let Paimon try!
See? Someone here knows how to encourage people. Thanks, Paimon. Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli, too. He gave me lots of useful pointers that really drove it home for me.
Oh, so that's what you were talking about before we arrived.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation naturally revolved around cooking. Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices are comparable to a melody dancing on the tongue. My suggestions were nothing more than the icing on the cake.
Oh, the two of you always deliver.
Now I'm getting embarrassed. Anyway, I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the recipe based on Mr. Zhongli's advice.
That sounds like it might become a little safer to eat.
How about I sample the dishes next time?
Speaking of eating, Paimon feels like we're missing someone. Oh, Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here. And where's Guoba?
Oh, Guoba volunteered to help Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept Hu Tao's invitation. As for Hu Tao...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and host you for the time being. Seems like it's almost time.
Huh? Hu Tao went to fetch someone in person? Oh, that must mean they are super important. Could it be Keqing? Ningguang? Or Captain Beidou?
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry into the details, could I?
Ta-da! We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right? Right? Good thing the Conqueror of Demons and I are both as swift as the wind. And whoosh, we made it just in time.
Oh. I see. So the important guest is the Conqueror of Demons. I've been looking forward to meeting you. The director didn't mention anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise. Gathered here with us tonight are not only young and accomplished individuals, but also the protector of Leo's peace, Adeptus Alatus. To convene here with all of you is indeed a great honor.
It's almost Lantern Rite, yet you took all the trouble coming here.
The director has a way of making it difficult to decline.
Rex Labus, may I ask what troubles you?
The director asked me to buy sesame oil in preparation for the celebrations.
Huh. Then why would you come all the way to Wangshu Inn?
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yanxiao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here's some matsutake and a portion of ham.
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame. I couldn't find the kind the director was looking for.
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Zhang... Sir.
There he goes again. Enough with the pleasantries. Go let our guests take a seat. Everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one another to some extent. Some of us are even old acquaintances, so there's no need to be this formal. I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are pretty close, no? Great! You two sit together.
You should take a seat too, Director.
Oh? Finally remembered me? When we arrived just now, the host at Xinyue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing. Let's not wait any longer and ask them to bring out the food.
Paimon would have never guessed the person who Tao went to fetch was Xiao.
Oh, that's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends with the Conqueror of Demons.
You know Xiao Chu?
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. I've always looked up to him. You might not know this, Paimon, but we exorcists have worked in close collaboration with the Conqueror of Demons for many generations, dispelling evil together, both in the open and from the shadows. Hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet him. Conqueror of Demons, I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet the legendary Conqueror of Demons. Changyun has brought that name up quite a few times in the past. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance of exorcists.
We know each other too. He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-off. I didn't think we'd have the chance to meet again. Happy Lantern Rite.
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person. I'm Xingqiu, Shangli and Changyun's friend. The pleasure is all mine.
Whoa. Everyone's getting all formal and polite all of a sudden. Paimon doesn't know what she should say anymore. Adeptus Xiao, mighty Conqueror of Demons, please accept Paimon's greetings too. Belated Happy Lantern Rite. Paimon tried very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon!
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. Too much formality kills the atmosphere. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshells. Hiya.
What's your true intention, then?
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky, bidding farewell to the past, and embracing the present with joy. And that is something our consultant would say. I think it deserves a standing ovation.
Indeed. Exceptional acting skills, Director.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year, whether traveling or guiding, cooking, helping with the family business, exorcising evil spirits, or conquering demons. And of course, our consultant, who's been helping out at the parlor every now and then. Everyone has done some pretty amazing things. As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that I'm the one most deserving of praise.
Huh? Sounds kinda self-important, but Paimon thinks it's pretty amazing that she managed to talk Xiao into coming. He rarely ever enters Liyue Harbor after all.
It wasn't as complicated as you think.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss lady.
It's not boss lady, just boss. And there she goes. What a lively girl.
Conqueror of Demons, Adeptus Shao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn, hero of Dihua Marsh. I know you're there.
Quiet. Do not disturb the peace.
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would you?
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Is there something you need?
That does sound like one of Hu Tao's antics.
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pestering him?
There might be other reasons.
Smart guess.
Huh? There's more to it?
It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the Guardian Yakshas. You know, just to be sociable.
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. Humans couldn't escape from the torment of the plague, nor could they escape death. The Adepti vanquished the demons, the Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible for purifying the diseased and sending off the spirits of the dead. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented further incidents from happening.
That's right. 1 point for the consultant. But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him. You know him pretty well, huh?
This matter is out of my control, so I need to be cautious.
True, but I've kept that in mind too. That's why everyone here today is in one way or another acquainted with elemental power. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as we dine together. There won't be any lasting consequences.
But I didn't expect there to be so many people.
There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Demons. We're not feeling anything unusual so far. Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy, so he's probably the most resilient.
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh? What?
I'm siding with Chongyun. I saw that too. You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that, he'd definitely make you eat all your carrots.
Huh? Guoba would do that? Is he that uncompromising? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba used to be the stove god.
It sounds like you've heard the rumors.
I'm doing fine. Not long ago, before Lantern Rite, I met an old friend. Thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before. You should know him. He's...
Seeds of story, brought by the wind.
And cultivated by time. Did Paimon just unconsciously complete that saying? That voice. Could it be?
If I'm not mistaken, there's someone knocking at the door. Don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go welcome our guest in.
No such need. I'm coming in. You finally let me in. Hello, hello. No matter if we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter. Old friends and new. Happy Lantern Rite.
Oh, it's the tone-deaf bard.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever he goes. It looks like we're gonna be friends.
Fate has brought us together, so come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them for another set of cutlery.
This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising sun. She no doubt is the one with the most authority here. Whoa, these dishes look amazing! Is it really okay for me to join in? All right, I'm digging in.
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genu?
Genu?
Yup. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan of Genu's works, aren't you? I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention. How I wish we'd met sooner. I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genu's new novel as thoroughly as I could.
Venti, you're being too humble. Considering your poetic talent, your fundamentals are way more impressive.
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
Yes. Monsters become more active than usual as we get closer to Lantern Rite. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago, when I happened to run into this...
You've already forgotten? I'm a bard, remember? And bards go around singing wherever they like.
Oh, right. And this bard was performing in Dihua Marsh. It was a moving melody, and it made me feel relaxed and at ease. I couldn't help but stay and listen.
Thank you for your patronage.
I understand now, too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It's a pleasure to meet you, new friend.
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything unsatisfactory, let me know anytime.
That's very considerate of you.
Oh? No wonder. Only a boss as savvy and reliable as you would be able to hire such an impressive consultant.
Oh, you're too nice, Venti. Not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across the stars and the land, and there's nothing throughout history that he doesn't know. From the sophisticated way he speaks, it's hard not to suspect that he could very well be an adeptus in disguise. Shao, you're an adeptus. Do you think it might be possible?
Sorry. I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in that matter.
Really? But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable. Huh? Oh! Right! Xiao's a warrior. He doesn't come to the city very often, so it's, pretty normal for him to not know anything. Yeah.
Really? I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli before. The guests in the tavern talked about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's finest tavern, ordered a cup of hot tea with the most complex name.
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed is a musician like yourself in Mondstadt. I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the best bard in Mondstadt.
Now you're making me embarrassed. I would say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run-of-the-mill sometimes. There's one I heard a while back that went, "The old house is renewed, welcoming the spring breeze, awakening old memories." The meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative, and there's a distinct lack of literary flair.
I think so too. The composition needs a little jazzing up. If I were to give it a go, I'd make it an old melon on a vine, a new flower that grows fine.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has a nice ring to it.
You have great taste, Venti. I was right about you. Let's shake hands.
Of course, of course.
Hey, Shincho! Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some well-written ones. I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I couldn't tell the difference between those two.
I don't think it's your fault.
Chongyun's right. It's not our fault.
Oh, you have a point. But speaking of, why is the tone-deaf bard here? Are you here to take part in Lantern Rite too?
I heard that Liyue will be hosting a Lantern Rite music festival this year. As a musician myself, how could I possibly resist the temptation to come take a look? Or listen. Getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking inspiration, don't you think? As for the Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stone Gate the other day. The Iridescence tour has finally been held successfully for once, so I had to congratulate him. Don't think anything of. By the way, I was watching as you entered Shinyue Kiosk, but no one seemed to notice me. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or that a certain someone deliberately ignored the sound of the wind?
Whenever Lantern Rite comes around, Liyue Harbor becomes bustling with activity. People are all busy watching the lanterns and strolling around the shops, and they might just go travel somewhere on a whim. It is rather difficult to predict another's whereabouts. The festival is in full swing and proceeding smoothly, and we're all gathered here with friends, new and old. This is no doubt a wonderful occasion worth celebrating. To come together with all of you at the beginning of the year, one can't help but be filled with joy. In a moment like this, I propose we raise a glass together. In my case, tea in lieu of wine.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. That was exactly what I wanted to say. Now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that, did I? We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt, but since Mr. Zhongli insists on drinking tea, I'll give a toast with tea too. Everyone, thanks for the treat.
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, I hope everyone enjoys the food and drinks. May this year be better than the last. Considering that everyone may have other matters to attend to later, sticking to tea seems like a good idea.
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts. Should we?
What's with the urgency?
Have you two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air after a meal.
Paimon will come too. Yeah, okay then.
It seems like our new friend is an expert in wine.
I deserve no such praise. I only drink for fun. It's nothing compared to your expertise. I'm glad we're only having tea today. What if I got drunk and said something nonsensical? I'd surely become an object of ridicule to someone I've just met.
No such thing. I wouldn't dare disrespect the director's guest.
You're not allowed to leave Paimon here alone, to be honest.
Did you talk about anything interesting before we started the meal? Anything fun I missed out on?
Oh, we were talking about cooking. Mr. Zhongli told us that he went on a trip to Qiaoyang Village the other day and got a hold of some uncommon ingredients. Tea seed oil and sesame oil. He suggested I try using those in my new dishes.
Oh, no wonder he left his post for so long that day. Those ingredients would be difficult for anyone else to find. I guess I'll need his help next time as well.
About you and Venti. Could he be a partner in your family business?
That's right. You know how my family is. A lot of business secrets can't just be divulged at the dinner table.
Ah, just as I thought.
Let's depart. You go ahead. Are you all right? It's hard to describe. It's not that. There were those among the Adepti who loved gatherings and idle chit-chat. Sometimes they would call up a few others for a drink. Even I got dragged along to their gatherings many times. The Adepti all have their specialties, making most of them proud and arrogant. Everything they say is straight from the heart. It never gets too complicated. But this time... No. I didn't mean that. So you know his true identity. I'll get straight to the point then. The Animo Archon is a free spirit, and his temperament is as carefree as the music he plays on the flute. It's easy for a god like him to live in harmony with humans, and that's something I might never be able to do. That does sound like something you would say. No matter. I know my circumstances. Whenever I think of the ordinary conversations I've had with you, it feels strangely novel. Yes. The parlor director went out of her way with the invitation, so it was difficult to turn her down. I had made mental preparations before agreeing to come. She told me that all the guests today would be acquainted with elemental power, and I knew that you would be here. But I didn't expect the other guests to be... General Capisis always said that we should live in the present and enjoy every pleasant surprise. Perhaps that's what I should do with what I'm feeling now. But I think he meant designing clothes for those around him. The clothes were intricately designed, but inconvenient to wear. Brother Bosacius Rex Lapis did like his designs and even collected quite a few. The outfit he wears now was also designed by General Capisis himself. I never saw him wear this during the war. I didn't expect him to start wearing it later.
Oh, here you are. I'm not intruding, right?
You're not. What is it?
Hu Tao saw that everyone's done eating and asked the staff to bring out the desserts. Paimon got so anxious that you weren't back yet that she scarfed down her dessert without the usual slurping and munching. To be honest, I was kind of worried too. You looked a little restless just now, and I thought you weren't used to the food here and was planning to head back to Wangshu Inn for something Yanqiao made.
You're worrying too much. Why would I? Anyway, let's head back.
Please wait! There's another reason why I came looking for you. Here, take these. I brought them for you.
Almond tofu?
Yup. Since the Masterful Chef's competition, you could say that Yanqiao and I are not only competitors, but good friends as well. I visit him at Wangshu Inn sometimes to discuss our cooking. I heard him say that the esteemed guest on the roof loves nothing more than a good plate of almond tofu, so I learned a thing or two about the dish from him. I'll be honest. Before Hu Tao invited everyone, she secretly came looking for me, told me about the guests she planned to invite, and asked me for some suggestions on what she should order. So I made a few servings of almond tofu for you guys in advance. Take them as a token of gratitude for your support. When I told Guoba that I was making these for you, he started eagerly running around the kitchen and helping a lot too.
Thank you for the trouble. There was no need to... I'll take them.
You're welcome. Oh, the almond tofu I made probably tastes and feels...
Okay.
Alrighty, we should head back now. You're finally done whispering secrets to each other? So much for promising Paimon you'll be back soon. How could you say that to Paimon? In that case, besides having no sense of time, Paimon will let you know what having no sense of fullness looks like. Your dessert is all Paimon's!
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No worries, we're all just chatting here. There's no serious business to take care of. Whether we're chatting outside or inside, it's all the same.
Paimon's too busy eating to talk to you.
But even though we're all well acquainted by now, I think this festive gathering deserves something ceremonious.
Oh? Is this some local custom?
Nope. This is something I made up so that good luck will be on our side, that's all. Spontaneity is the best choice to make here. Let's use this incense burner on the table. It's been lit for so long now that the incense is running out. I'll leave refilling and lighting the incense to the most distinguished guest among us all. Lighting the incense will signify continuous growth and prosperity in all our endeavors in the new year.
I see. Perfect symbolism, as expected of Hu Tao. And speaking of the most distinguished guest here today, I'm sure we all agree that it's Mr. Zhongli. I'm not very familiar with the details of his past deeds, but chatting with him has been a real eye-opener, even for a bard who has traveled all across the world. If knowledge were a form of power, one could even say that you're a wielder of unlimited strength.
But when it comes to having a way with words, the notable bard is certainly one cut above the rest. I just happen to have a good memory. It is such an unexceptional skill, yet you made it sound like an unparalleled talent. I am truly impressed. Since we all get to nominate someone... I think it's only fair that we let the parlor director light the incense.
Huh? That won't do. Don't flatter me just because I'm your boss. We are looking for the most distinguished guest here. As the host, I shouldn't be involved in this discussion at all. Now that we've enjoyed this table full of delicacies, how about we let our one and only chef here do the honors?
Is this really the way this works? I didn't cook any of these dishes.
It's not a big deal. Just look at her. Xiangling, the disciple of an adeptus, the stove god's best companion, the winner of the Masterful Chef's competition. The only heir of the famous One Mean restaurant. A good old friend of mine. There's no better choice.
Why does Paimon feel like we're back at square one again? Please stop! You're making me embarrassed! If we're looking for a distinguished guest, surely the second son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild counts. It's one of the largest commerce guilds in Liyue Harbor.
Huh? Don't get me involved in this.
Ooh, not a bad choice. With the Commerce Guild's young master lighting the incense, we're all sure to make a huge sum of mora in the new year.
That's not how it works. Making a fortune is indeed a fine wish, but it's of lesser importance than good health and happiness. Which means we should choose Chongyun, the skilled exorcist who keeps everyone's home safe from evil spirits.
Huh? Now you're nominating me? I can't be the one when we have the Conqueror of Demons right here. Adeptus Xiao has the most seniority among everyone here today. We should...
I refuse. I am most certainly not the most distinguished guest here. You should all be able to make the right judgment based on your observations. One person here is well acquainted with everyone else.
Oh, that's right! Even though you're always mocking Paimon... No, wait! Paimon said she wouldn't talk to you again, huh? Who else is there? Huh? Does that mean... Paimon's the...
Oh, I agree. Paimon's just the one without a friend constantly by your side. But once you have someone there to brighten...
Ah. The traveler has traversed many nations and left behind a great deal of fascinating stories. But without Paimon plays an indispensable role in making your journey a happy...
You guys... those were genuine dump. Thank you. You made Paimon wait for a long...
Don't take everything to heart, Paimon.
That isn't...
That means Paimon is as important to the... Looks like we've come to an agreement.
I trust the traveler's judgment.
Then Paimon it is. And now, the world's most excellent traveler's greatest companion, guide, and friend, Paimon, will be refilling and lighting the incense for us. Here you go. Take the match, and don't burn yourself. But if... It's getting late. I won't take up any more of your time.
Yep, but...
You don't have to go all polite on me. It's dark out, so I'm going to accompany Xiangling. No need. I'm headed towards the harbor to meet a friend on the... I think you know the place I'm talking about. Come meet me. It was great getting to know you. Bye. Oh. We'll catch you all later then. Don't forget to return to the parlor.
Understood. See you later.
Rex Lapis.
Just Zhong. I live as a mortal in Liu Harbor now. If we were to consider status and seniority as Zhong...
Heaven forbid.
I heard that during the Lantern Rite Music Festival, you conferred with Streetward Rambler. The same truth will sound different coming from different people. I once had a pleasant chat about the past and present with a Sumeru scholar named Soraya. From the evidence she found and the conclusion she... But there are multiple sides to humans. In the legends recorded by humans, some gods were depicted as arrogant. But whether to me, Streetward Rambler, Cloud Retainer, or young... This was as true back then. Just how Xiao may seem unapproachable to me, so there's no need to dwell too much on certain things. It looks like you understood what I'm... The director asked me to accompany you on your return. But after that, it'll be time for me to go...
Bye, Xiangling. Everyone's gone now. Paimon always feels a little but at least you... No. Paimon got it mixed up. Paimon, the... Good that you're aware. Xiao, is there anything else you...
No need. I've stayed here for much longer than I had expected. The events of today occurred so... Okay, I'll